Welcome to The Deep Dive. This is a show where we really unpack the articles and research you send us. We explore all the interesting parts.
Yeah.
And we really try to give you a clear picture of what's important.
Yeah.
Today we're looking at how to manage holiday stress.
Yeah.
And how to start the new year feeling refreshed.
And you know what might be the key to all this?
What?
Acupuncture. We've got a fascinating collection of articles here. They touch on everything from traditional Chinese medicine principles to specific acupoints for anxiety, and even some personal stories about people who found relief.
That's right. So we're going to be your guides through all this information. We're going to help you understand how acupuncture can actually make a difference in your life.
Right.
Especially during this crazy time of year.
Yep.
I think everyone listening can relate to just how overwhelming the holidays can be. It's like this perfect storm of parties, family gatherings, end-of-year deadlines.
This is
a lot to juggle.
It really is. And it's not just the mental and emotional strain either. Several of these articles, manage holiday stress and navigating the holidays, really highlight the physical toll this takes on our bodies.
Yeah.
They mention things like increased anxiety and fatigue, digestive issues, even weakened immunity.
Right.
It's like our bodies are working overtime just to keep up.
Exactly. It's like the holidays come with their own little stress monster attached.
Yeah.
So where does acupuncture fit into all of this? I know it's a part of traditional Chinese medicine,
Right.
but what exactly is it?
That's a great question. So in traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, acupuncture involves inserting very thin needles into specific points on the body. They're called acupoints.
Okay.
And these points lie along these pathways called meridians, which are basically pathways for energy flow, known as qi.
Okay, so it's not just randomly sticking needles in you.
Yeah.
There's a whole system behind it.
Exactly.
But how does this actually HELP with stress?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. The Acupuncture for Anxiety article talks about how it's actually gaining traction as an alternative therapy for anxiety disorders.
Really?
Yeah, and it all comes down to how it impacts our nervous system.
I'm curious about that connection.
Yeah.
What does our nervous system have to do with stress?
Well, when we experience stress, our sympathetic nervous system kicks in. It's that fight or flight response.
Right.
But if that stays activated for too long, it can actually lead to all those negative stress symptoms we were talking about.
So it's like our body's alarm system is constantly going off, even when there's no real danger.
Exactly.
And acupuncture helps to calm that down.
Exactly. Acupuncture stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest mode.
Okay.
This helps lower our heart rate and blood pressure, signaling to the body that it's time to relax.
So it's like hitting the reset button on our stress response.
Yeah.
But some of these articles, like The Power of Acupuncture and Manage Holiday Stress, they go even deeper. They mention hormones.
Right.
What's the link there?
You're right. Chronic stress can really wreak havoc on our hormonal balance, especially when it comes to cortisol, which is often referred to as the stress hormone. Acupuncture can actually help regulate these hormone levels, bringing things back into a more balanced state.
It's amazing how everything's connected.
Yeah.
So we've got the nervous system calming down,
Yeah.
hormones getting back on track.
Right.
What else? I know some of the articles mention sleep.
Yes. All of our sources emphasized how crucial good sleep is for managing stress and how lack of sleep just makes everything worse.
Yeah.
Manage Holiday Stress and The Power of Acupuncture articles both talk about how acupuncture can actually help improve sleep patterns.
Relay.
Instead of tossing and turning and worrying about everything you have to do, you can actually get a restful night's sleep.
That would be a game changer during the holidays. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed and energized instead of dragging yourself through the day.
Exactly. It's like giving your body a chance to truly recharge, which is so essential when you're dealing with the added demands of the holiday season. And speaking of physical demands, Manage Holiday Stress also mentions how acupuncture can help relieve physical tension. You know, those tight shoulders, headaches.
Oh, yeah.
All the things that we tend to carry when we're stressed.
I definitely know those feelings. It's like our bodies are holding on to stress in every muscle.
Yeah.
But if acupuncture can help release that tension, wow, the benefits just keep piling up.
They do.
So far, we've covered nervous system regulation, hormone balance, better sleep, and even tension relief. Is that everything, or is there more?
We've just scratched the surface.
Oh, no.
Let's move on to part 2 and talk about how all of this can translate into starting the new year feeling truly refreshed and ready to take on new challenges. So I've talked about how acupuncture can help you kind of like navigate that holiday chaos.
Right.
But what about using it to set yourself up for a really fantastic new year?
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's not just about surviving the holidays, it's about thriving afterwards.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people set those New Year's resolutions, but they often kind of fizzle out after a few weeks. Could acupuncture actually help with that?
That's a really interesting question. And several of these sources, like manage holiday stress, actually suggest that it can. Remember how we talked about acupuncture's ability to bring the body back into balance? Well, that balance creates a foundation for positive change,
Okay.
both physically and mentally.
So it's not just about treating symptoms, it's about creating an environment where positive change can actually happen.
Exactly. It's like giving yourself a head start on those resolutions. And think about some of the most common resolutions people make. Improving health, managing stress, getting more sleep-boosting energy.
Right.
These are all areas where acupuncture can have a significant impact.
That's true. It's like addressing those goals from the inside out, rather than just focusing on external changes.
Precisely. And speaking of internal changes, let's talk about digestion.
Okay.
The holidays are notorious for rich foods,
Yeah.
sugary treats,
Oh, yeah.
maybe a little too much indulgence.
Wow.
All that can really take a toll on our digestive systems.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I think we've all experienced that post-holiday food coma feeling.
Exactly. And you know what? Acupuncture can actually help with that too.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So it's not just for stress and anxiety. It can help with digestion as well.
That's right. There are specific acupoints that can be stimulated to improve digestion, reduce bloating, and even alleviate heartburn.
Wow.
It's really quite remarkable.
This is fascinating. So it can help us feel better physically, even after all those holiday indulgences? But what about the mental side of things? I know some of the sources like year-end reflection or relaxation talked about mental clarity and focus. Is that something acupuncture can actually influence?
It certainly seems that way. The idea is that by addressing those underlying imbalances in the body and promoting relaxation, acupuncture can actually create a more conducive environment for mental clarity and focus.
Makes sense. It's like clearing away the mental clutter so you can actually think straight. Especially after the whirlwind of the holidays. That sounds incredibly appealing.
It really does. And you know, one of the things I found most compelling in these articles was the emphasis on self-care. Not just during the holidays, but as an ongoing practice.
That's so important.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in taking care of everyone LSE, especially during the holidays. But we often neglect our own needs.
Exactly. And that's where acupuncture can play a really valuable role. It encourages us to slow down, tune into our bodies, and prioritize our well-being.
So it's not just a treatment, it's a reminder to take care of ourselves.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it. And you know, it doesn't have to be a solo act either. The Navigating the Holidays article talked about combining acupuncture with other self-care practices like meditation, deep breathing exercises, even journaling.
Right. It's about creating a whole toolkit of strategies that work for you, right? Not just relying on one thing, but finding a combination that supports your overall well-being.
Precisely. It's about taking a holistic approach, recognizing that our physical, mental, and emotional health are all interconnected. And acupuncture can be a powerful piece of that puzzle.
This is all incredibly interesting. But I'm curious, how does acupuncture actually fit into the bigger picture of starting the new year off? Right? What are some of the key takeaways from these articles?
Well, one key takeaway is that acupuncture can help us enter the new year with a renewed sense of energy and vitality. Instead of feeling drained and depleted after the holidays, we can actually feel refreshed and ready to take on new challenges.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But how does it actually work?
Well, remember how we talked about acupuncture's ability to regulate the nervous system and balance hormones?
Right.
Those benefits can translate into improved sleep, increased energy levels, and even a more positive outlook.
So it's like giving our bodies a jump start on the new year.
Exactly. And another key takeaway is that acupuncture can help us approach the new year with a sense of clarity and focus. By calming the mind and reducing stress, we can create space for setting intentions, making plans, and actually sticking to those resolutions.
That's so important. I think a lot of people struggle with staying focused and motivated when it comes to those New Year's goals.
It's true. And you know, the Manage Holiday Stress article even mentions that acupuncture can help boost our immune system.
Oh, wow.
Which is crucial during the winter months when colds and flu are rampant.
So it's like giving our bodies an extra layer of protection as we head into the new year. Okay. I'm definitely starting to see how acupuncture can be a valuable tool for not just surviving the holidays, but setting ourselves up for a successful and fulfilling new year.
Exactly. And that brings us to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore how acupuncture can be incorporated into a holistic wellness routine.
Okay.
Not just during the holidays, but all year round.
So far, we've talked about how acupuncture can help us manage that holiday stress
Yeah.
and even set the stage for a fantastic new year. But I'm curious, can it really be a part of our lives all year round?
Absolutely. And that's what makes it so fascinating. It's not just a quick fix, it's a tool for ongoing wellness. The year-end reflection and relaxation article talked about using acupuncture to kind of reset and enter the new year with a sense of purpose. But that idea can apply to any time of year, really.
Yeah, I like that. It's like hitting the refresh button, not just on our bodies, but on our minds and spirits as well. But some people might be thinking, okay, that's great for the holidays when stress is high. But what about the rest of the year?
Well, think about it this way. Life is full of ups and downs, and stress doesn't just magically disappear after the holidays are over.
Right.
Work deadlines, relationship challenges, financial worries.
Yeah.
These are all things that can trigger our stress response at any time.
It's true. It's like that saying, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. We can't always predict when stress will hit, but we can have tools in place to help us cope.
Exactly. And acupuncture can be one of those tools. It can help us build resilience
Yeah.
so we're better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way.
So it's not just about treating specific symptoms, it's about cultivating a deeper sense of well-being that can kind of carry us through those challenging times.
That's a great way to put it. And remember how we talked about the Stress-Free Holidays article emphasizing self-care? Well, that's something we can and should prioritize all year round. Acupuncture can be a wonderful addition to a self-care routine that includes things like exercise, healthy eating, spending time in nature, nurturing our creative outlets.
It's about finding what works for us individually and creating a lifestyle that supports our overall well-being.
Yeah.
But I know some people might still be hesitant to try acupuncture. They might be scared of needles or unsure if it's really worth it. What would you say to someone who's feeling that way?
I totally understand those concerns. Needles can seem intimidating, but acupuncture needles are incredibly thin, much finer than the needles used for injections.
Okay.
Most people report feeling very little, if any, discomfort. In fact, many people find acupuncture to be quite relaxing, and some even fall asleep during their treatments.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like the opposite of a stressful experience.
It really can be. And when it comes to whether it's worth it, I think the potential benefits speak for themselves. We've talked about how acupuncture can reduce stress and anxiety, improve sleep, boost immunity, aid digestion, and even enhance mental clarity and focus. Those are some pretty compelling reasons to give it a try, don't you think?
They really are. And I love how it addresses the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. It's not just about masking symptoms. It's about creating a deeper sense of balance and harmony within ourselves.
Exactly. And remember, acupuncture is a cumulative treatment. The more consistent you are, the more profound the results can be.
So it's like anything else in life, consistency is key. And, throughout our deep dive today, one thing that's really stood out to me is this idea of taking an active role in our own well-being. It's not about passively waiting for things to get better. It's about seeking out tools and resources that can support us on our journey.
I couldn't agree more. And that's what's so empowering about acupuncture. It gives us another option, another way to take charge of our health and well-being, not just during the holidays, but all year round.
It's like adding another tool to our self-care toolbox. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to learn more about acupuncture and maybe even give it a try.
Me too. It's been so fascinating to explore all the potential benefits. And for all of you listening, I leave you with this question. What's one small step you can take today to prioritize your well-being? It doesn't have to be anything drastic, just something that nourishes your mind, body, or spirit.
That's a great question to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of acupuncture. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even feel motivated to explore how acupuncture could enhance your life, not just during the holidays, but all year long. And don't forget to subscribe to our weekly podcast, Team Aku Talk, for more deep dives on health and wellness topics.